Hey, Motorman here. I'm at Wesley Chapel Harley Davidson, and I'm about to take this beautiful 2022 Ultra Classic with the Apex paint. The paint alone is a $2,400 extra. Very low mileage. I think it's about 3,000 miles on this bike, and a lot of aftermarket custom seat, saddlebag covers, exhaust, the floorboards, front and rear, even the mirrors are custom. Beautiful motorcycle from every angle, and they are asking $23,000 for this bike. New, this bike was, let's see, about $36,500. So you can get, and it's the same bike as you can get right now, brand new 2024. You can get this bike and save a ton of money. This bike is like brand new. It's beautiful, especially if you like the custom paint jobs that you're not going to see cruising down the road alongside you one day. So all that's left to do now is take this bike for a ride. Well, all right. Upon sitting on the bike, I could tell you that I'm just about flat-footing it. This is an aftermarket seat, so it's a little wider towards the horn of the saddle. And of course, you've got all your gauges, the analog gauges, navigation, radio, everything you could want in a touring motorcycle. And of course, being Harley Davidson touring motorcycle, it is extremely maneuverable as long as you know the proper techniques. The most maneuverable heavyweight motorcycle money can buy, and that's because of the 64.5-inch wheelbase and the 26-degree rake. It makes these bikes unbelievably easy to handle as long as you know how to use that friction zone, your head and eyes, and a little bit of pressure on the rear brake. Of course, this bike has the 114 motor. That means you got all kinds of torque, somewhere around 100 horsepower, and that's more than enough to move this just about 900-pound motorcycle up and down the road with ease. And that means even with two up and both the saddlebags and the tour pack loaded to the gills, you still got plenty of power. That's why the twin motors put out so much torque. You need it for the type of riding most people do with this motorcycle. Aftermarket exhaust sounds good. Not too loud, not too quiet. And the seat, this aftermarket seat, I'm not sure who makes this seat. I think it's CC Rider seats. Very comfortable. Now, I know that a lot of people modify the motors on these bikes, and of course you could do that. There's everything you could want, both from Harley Davidson and the aftermarket for the M8 motors. But in reality, you really don't need any more power than this bike has right out of the showroom. When I ride bikes used bikes at a dealership, I try to find a bike with low mileage, and that's priced right. As I said, at $23,000, that's about $12,000, $13,000 less than it costs brand new. And as I mentioned, the 2024s are exactly the same. Now for 2025, there's not going to be an Ultra Limited. What they're going to do is there's going to be a Street Glide Ultra. Exactly what that's going to come with and how that's going to be sent to the dealerships. Will it already have the tour pack and rear speakers and all that installed? I'm not sure if that's a package that you're going to buy and have it installed from the factory or from the dealership. But it would be, from everything I've heard right now, the only way to get an Ultra is the Street Glide. I haven't heard anything about a Road Glide Ultra. people aren't aware of this, but actually it was Harley Davidson who invented the touring motorcycle with the fairing way back in 1969. The 2021 Icon Revival I have is based on the original styling of that motorcycle. This bike drives like brand new. It is really, with 3,361 miles on it. It is brand new. And everybody says, you know, Harleys are very expensive, and they are. Of course, they're price competitive. In other words, all the other manufacturers of motorcycles in this class are right around that same price, that $30,000 to $34,000. And as I've mentioned before, if you take into account inflation, even the Ultra is less money than you would have paid 20, 25 years ago. And you just get a lot more motorcycle. ABS, much more power, better suspension, better all-around motorcycle. In fact, superior to what you'd get 20, 25 years ago. It's amazing how this bike handles like really like a middleweight motorcycle, especially once you get moving, even if you don't know the correct techniques for low speed handling. Once you get above, well, 10 miles an hour or so, it's light as a feather. Lean angle on these bikes is about 32 degrees to the right and the left side. And again, that's about best in class for heavyweight touring motorcycles. So if you think you're going to be doing a lot of riding on a winding mountain road, yeah, when you hear those boards start to scrape, it just says you're getting close to the lean angle limit. Doesn't mean straighten up the bike and run off the curb. You should get used to that particular sound, especially if you live up in the mountains. Because it's just a warning telling you you've reached the limit of the lean angle. There's nothing to panic about. So you can have a ton of fun even with a 950 pound motorcycle at your favorite winding road. Yeah, it's not a sport bike. I know some people in the comment section are going to say, yeah, but my GSX 750 leans so much further. Oh, yeah, you're right, but that's a sport bike. That's what it's supposed to do. This is a luxury touring motorcycle, and what you get with this bike is luxury. It's an all-day, 1,000-mile-a-day riding motorcycle. So if I were you and you were in the market for just a tremendous touring motorcycle and you want to save a whole bunch of money and get a bike with a beautiful custom paint job that the first buyer ate up all the depreciation on, hustle down to Wesley Chapel Harley Davidson, tell them Motorman sent you, and check this bike out. Look it over really good, because like I said, it's like brand new. And you're saving a ton of money. Everybody likes to save money. Well, this is the way to do it. Buy a late model Harley Davidson touring motorcycle, save thousands of dollars, and have a bike that you could ride for many, many years.